So thank you for coming to our happy hour here. This is not a typical AEA happy hour. It's also a celebration. We're not done yet launching or deploying 5G, but this is an effort that's been going on for many years. So we figured we should celebrate the accomplishments that we've achieved thus far. And we also wanted to share with you where we're at exactly in the deployment of the network. But before we get to that, at MBAA 2019, we announced that we would be launching or developing and launching a 5G network. And I'm really happy to say that in spite of the 2-week lockdown, you know, we thought it was going to be 2 weeks. It was 2 years. We had the lockdown for 2 years. We came out of that and we had the supply issues. And as people who are currently, you know, our partners and all you that are here, I'm sure are struggling as well with finding qualified labor. But throughout all of those issues that you have been dealing with, we have been dealing with as well. And through all of that, I'm very happy to say that the Gogo team is on track, on schedule, and on budget to deploy 5G at MBAA, commercial launch at MBAA. So keep audio cutting in and out. Should I do something here different? Hold it up. So it's a user malfunction. It's the OFF function. All right, so he blamed me. Career limiting move. Thank you for that. It's working better. So yeah. It's because I adjusted. All right. Anyways, I thought, you know, one of the reasons why Gogo has been successful is because we have a very unique set of people. And to plan and deploy a network takes a very unique skill set and takes a lot of hard work. And so I thought instead of me giving you an update, I thought I would ask the people who actually are doing the work give you the update. So first I want to invite Mike Rupert up to the platform, please. Hey, Mike, let me give you OGT. You got to hold it up here like this. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Test 1, 2.
Mike Rupert, how long have you been with Gogo?
15 years with Gogo. I've been building networks for 27 years. Central offices, labs, been in operations the whole time.
So Mike's team, he oversees the operation, the maintenance, and the deployment of the network. And right now, I'm very happy to say that the screen behind us has Alex. Alex, say your last name because I'll butcher it.
Alex Urabies.
So I said he's responsible for doing it, but he's actually the guy doing the work over there on the video. And this is a live feed. So before we get Alex to tell us what it takes to deploy a network and what they're doing, Mr. Rupert, just give us an idea. Give us an overview of the 5G network. How many cell sites? Are we replacing all of our current cell sites? What does it take? Describe the network.
All right, so we're putting up 150 sites. Basically, that's going to cover coast to coast, border to border. And at each tower, you're going to see 6 antennas up on top of the tower. And those antennas are about 4 feet by 4 feet. There's an integrated radio on the back of the antenna. They weigh about 250 pounds each. Plus you add on the frames and some hardware. You're talking about over 300 pounds per antenna that the crew's getting up on the tower. So that equipment on the tower is connected to, we've got some control equipment down in the shelter. That's connected to our backhaul, and that takes the data to our 2 data centers. We've got a data center in Chicago and one in Denver.
So 150 sites are all same locations as our current network, different locations. What's the story there?
So in the US, we've got 240 sites that are transmitting, and then we've got 30 additional microwave sites. So we've got 270 sites that we can choose from. We've got the ground infrastructure already in place, the air conditioning, the battery backup generators, backhaul. So we'll put about 120 of those sites co-located at our existing infrastructure locations, and then we'll add the additional new site builds.
So before Alex shows up to this site that he's there, what did your team have to do to get to that point?
Okay, so the process takes about 15 to 18 months. We go through site acquisition. This is working with the RF engineering teams to determine what locations we want to go at. We put people in the field. We acquire the locations. We have to do engineering drawings. We do structural analysis on the tower, and basically this is to ensure the tower can take the wind, weight, and ice loading. Then we move on to permitting and zonings, and then finally the construction phase. So if you think about it, if you're going to do something at your home, do an addition, whatever, you have to work with your local jurisdiction. We do the same thing for every one of our site locations. And in some cases, we work with the Federal Bureau of Land Management, U.S. Forest Service, and even Indian nations. So it's a lot of work up front.
So somewhere about 15 months ago, the work started so that Alex could be at that site today. So Alex, let's go over to you now. Tell us exactly where you at, Alex, and give us a little overview of that site. It looks like you're at like an oil refinery.
Yeah, we're not far away from the oil refineries. We're way down here at the southern tip of Louisiana, and you can see behind me we have a pretty fortified site location. We're right here by the Mississippi River and the Gulf of Mexico, so a lot of storm surge comes this way. So our site's been here since 2007, and it's been through 16 named storms. In 2012, Hurricane Isaac came through here. This whole area was flooded. Our generator was running because the power was out, and we had to send boats in here to refill the generator and keep the site up. So quite a unique location. As you can tell, all of the shelters are up on stilts to help protect from storm surge. So a cool location down in Louisiana.
So you're saying that when you're not building sites, you're on a boat visiting sites?
Well, it's funny, me and the guys, we rented a houseboat to be close to the site here, so I guess yes.
Houseboat. Yeah, I was starting to feel sorry for you, but I just got a visual of beer and fishing. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So right now you guys are, this site is number what of the deployment of 150?
So this week we're working on site 27, 28, and 29. So let's call this one 29. The other sites are in Texas and in Tennessee that we're working on this week.
So Texas, Tennessee, and Louisiana all at the same time. How many people do you have on each crew, and how many days do you spend at each location?
Certainly, yeah. Typically about 5 guys per crew plus our Gogo people. We have our general contractors that are here on site. We have great partnerships with different contractors across the country. And then our personnel, you have a network deployment engineer and a field operations network field engineer that he'll integrate the computer systems inside the hut, and then our network deployment engineer overseeing the construction phase of the site. So typically about 7 guys on site, and a site build takes about 4 days. So about a 4-day week.
So 29 sites, you got, I can't do the math. Who can do the math? 150 minus 29, anybody? No, okay, forget it. So how many days are you gonna spend the road this year in your crew?
Well, I tell you, it's really all about the team. I'll be kind of a mixture of in the office and out in the field, but it's the guys. They travel every day of every week out there, going through the grind, putting in the effort, and getting the sites up. So we do our best to make sure that they have some time down to rest and get things done in their personal lives and things like that. But when you're in deployment mode, it's a lot of work, and the guys are traveling a lot.
Somebody told me that it was about 250 days on the road. Is that an exaggeration, or is that legit when you're building a network?
That's legit. It's a lot of hard work during the deployment.
Well, thank you very much. Do me a favor. I want to go grab a beer. While I do that, would you take the camera crews around?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited to show you guys we're going to launch our 6th antenna. We already have 5 on the tower, and we're excited to show you guys. All right, crew, let's do it. So what we have is a capstan hoist, which is on the back of the truck. That's the device that's lifting the antenna up. Of course, our guys are going to guide it while it starts so it doesn't hit anything on its ascent. But the capstan hoist is, and then a pulley system up on the tower. And that's basically how we get the antennas up onto the tower. And like I said, the guys have gotten 5 on the tower already today, and this is the 6th and final antenna for this installation.
Hey, Alex, no joke. Seriously, have you guys ever dropped one?
No, never. That's against the rules. But it's certainly, safety is always the top priority. And having experienced people on site, we have a safety brief before the work gets started every day. And like I said, having the partnerships with professional units that know exactly what they're doing and are safe and will take care of our equipment as well.
So as we see this antenna going up, quick question to you. So everybody's dealing with logistical issues right now. What type of coordination and what type of problems are you finding on site?
Sure. Once on site, that's the easy part. Just once everything's on the site, the team knows what they're doing and they get right to work. But boy, how things are, the state of affairs with the supply chain issues and just all of the coordination that it takes to get things from manufacturing and assembled and all put together and out here to the field. It's a lot of coordination and a lot of effort, a lot of organization to make sure that everything goes off without a hitch.
Hey, if you're okay with this, I've already asked you all the questions I can. I'm getting bored. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask Alex or Mike, please? Reg, do me a favor, introduce yourself and ask the question.
I'm Matt Thurber at AIN. So do you guys sleep in the houseboat?
Yeah. We're way down here in the southern tip, and there's not a lot going on down here. So there wasn't really any hotels, and so we looked at the Airbnb, and it just happened to be that they were houseboats. So we got 5 guys crammed into the boat, and it's only 10 minutes away, so it's perfect.
Sounds like so much fun. 5 guys sleeping in a
Construction
houseboat.
guys.
All right, I saw a hand over here. What was your question, sir?
David Losa with Gulfstream. I noticed these 5G antennas appear to be much larger than the 4G antennas. Can you explain?
So the antenna is big because, I think of the analogy, especially being down here on the coast, if you have a bigger net, you catch more fish, right? So what we do is it offers extra gain, a high gain antenna, so that way we can have a nice smaller antenna on the aircraft, so it helps to compensate for that.
Just to add on to that, so with the larger antenna on the tower, it allows us to have a smaller antenna on the aircraft. So that's why the size and function is managed like that.
Oh, got another question over here. Let me see here.
Elizabeth Slitney with Business and Commercial Aviation. Tell me about the coordination for weather and your considerations for weather when you put one of these up.
All these guys went to the Air Force. If it gets below 70, 72 or above 85, they don't work. Hey, I was in the Air Force. I can say it. Sorry. Go ahead, Alex. Tell them the truth.
All right. Yeah, certainly we take weather into consideration. This is a perfect example of the planning that goes into a place that is going to have weather events. You fortify the site, you have generator backup, all of those things to make sure that a site can last this long. This site's been here since 2007 with our legacy network, so all of that goes into our planning, and then obviously sites up in the mountains right now, even at this time, we can't access those sites. So once early July, late June comes, that's when we start to plan to attack the mountains and start building up on those sites.
Question, somebody over. Okay, let me come over here. There we go. I feel like, what's the guy that named your price, or what was it?
Price is right. Price is right. Danny with Banyan Air Service. As far as maintenance on the antennas, are they replaced every so often? Are they exposed to the elements, obviously, but you have to change them every 5-10 years? What's the useful life on that?
So one of the verticals that I'm responsible for is RF system performance, and then the field operations and maintenance teams. So, you know, the network deployment, that's really the beginning of the site's life cycle. From there, the operations team comes, they do their maintenance, they check the sites annually. We also monitor the performance of the aircraft and how things are going, and we get certain alerts or alarms that'll let us know that there might be something wrong with the site, and then we deploy our crew out to check things out. So it's kind of an ecosystem. The deployment, the maintenance, and the RF performance all kind of tie together to make sure that we know our sites are doing okay. Obviously, we do maintenance with drone technology. That's really nice. You can fly a drone up there and have a look around to see if there's anything broken. But a lot of different things go into keeping the sites going.
Another question over here. Go ahead.
Greg Napier, DOM Magazine. What kind of vertical and horizontal distance do each one of the antenna arrays cover?
So with 150 sites, you know, I guess I need to ask the RF guys, but a good 200, 150 to 200 miles a site can cover. It's quite a cool grid layout.
A lot of people ask me a question about if our antennas are actually pointing upwards in the sky. And the original sites that we put up were transmitting 140 miles in one direction, and the Earth's actually peeling away, and we were providing service up at altitude that far away. So it's got to do with how the antennas are designed to provide that type of coverage for us.
I don't want to keep you guys from enjoying the cocktails. I just want to say that, you know, one of the things that has made Gogo so successful is not just the dedication, know-how that our employees have, but it's really you, our dealer network, that has made us successful, because you're the ones who actually go out and represent our products to the flight department. You put your credibility on the line when you represent our product. And so we just want to say thank you very, very much. And, you know, things will go wrong eventually, and we'll have issues, but what we want to be with you is 100% transparent. And that's why David Salvador yesterday announced that network deployment map that we put on the internet. We want you to be able to see every site that goes up, when it goes up, so you can track our progress towards the MBAA launch of the product. So, Alex, on behalf of everybody here and at the company, thank you very much for all your work with your team. You guys can go back to the boat, fish, and drink another beer. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.